Hi, in this episode, we're going to talk about cron jobs. Now, as a Linux power user or a system administrator, your job is to run some tasks to make sure certain things are happening. These could be via scripts or just manually running some tasks on your own. Now, sometimes you might want to schedule these tasks ahead of time so that these tasks can run during the time where your server doesn't have a lot of traffic, during off-peak hours, or just maybe at a time where you as a user might not be available on the server, logged in and doing the work. Well, that is where cron jobs can help you out. It allows you to schedule jobs or tasks to run at certain intervals on a repetitive schedule. So if you know that you have to make a backup of a certain file system every single night, or really make a copy of log files every single night, or do whatever on a repetitive interval, you can use cron jobs to schedule that task. So how it works is simply by updating your cron tab. Cron itself, again, it's a time-based job scheduler that allows you to run certain commands or certain scripts in Linux at certain given intervals. How are those intervals decided? Well, they are decided via 5 different readings. The minute reading, at which minute should this task run? At every 15 minutes? Every hour on the hour at 0 minutes? Anywhere from 0 to 59, you can decide how often this job should run at the minute mark. The same thing with the hour mark. You can choose what hour should this job be run at that specific interval. And then there's the day of the month, and then there's the month, and then there's the day of the week. So with these 5 different attributes, the minute, the hour, the day of the month, and the day of the week, you can come up with a very specific schedule for your task to run on this repetitive schedule. Then you simply edit the cron tab for your user with crontab -E for edit to add that schedule and add the location of the script or the command that you want to run, and this job will automatically be run with cron on that repetitive schedule. There's other crontab commands as well to list the user's current jobs and to remove jobs for the user. As a root user, you can even edit cron tabs for other users as well. I would encourage you to read the manual page for the crontab command itself. In the upcoming lab, we're going to go over how to use crontab and how to fill in that scheduling in order to run a task on some repetitive schedule. Please join us in this next lab where we discuss how to use crontab. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to work and create cron jobs. Cron jobs are scheduled tasks that you schedule to run on a specific time interval. The time interval is given in 5 parameters. So the first parameter you'll give are minutes, hours, day of month, then the month, then day of the week. So following this, day of month, the month, and the day of the week. So you can fill in, based on this schedule, what minute do you want the job to run? Do you want it to run at the hour, or at the hour and at 30 minutes and at 45 minutes? You can put a comma like that, separate then with a space, then put the number of hours that you want, whether you want it to run at 12 o'clock or 24, which is, military time. So you can actually do 0 to 23 here. And you can do 1 to 31 based on day of month, 1 to 12 based on the month, and the day of the week you can do 0 to 7, where 0 and 7 are treated as Sundays. You can even write Monday, Tuesday, or, again, if you are wanting series, like I mentioned, you can do the comma. You can even do every 30 minutes. So which is star divided by 30 would be every 30 minutes. Once you fill in the schedule for this recurring task, then you can point to a script or a specific command that you want to perform. You can find the binary script where the command is, or actually just point to the actual location of the script that you want to run at a schedule. This is very helpful as it allows you to, make sure that you have efficiency in your server. You're not doing certain tasks when a lot of users are logged in, so you can schedule your tasks accordingly using cron jobs. To create a cron job, let me show you by going into activities and opening up our terminal and just zooming in for readability. To edit a cron job or create a cron job for your user, you can type Crontab -E for edit. And here you can now define a cron job. So you can say that, currently the time on the system is 8:32. So I'm going to say at 8:34, 08:34 of, again, we're going day of the month. So today is the 31st. The month is 10th. All right. And the month is the 10th. Today's the 31st. And the day of the week, we'll just put a star, meaning whatever day of the week it is, as long as it's October 31st at 8:34, do some jobs. So here, again, I can point to some script. And generally, I'm going to actually quit and come back. Generally, the scripts that you want to put are the commands that you're executing or actual scripts that you've written out that you want to execute. So in our case, I just want to create a very simple script that might maybe create a file. All right, so let's look into where the touch command is. So I believe we are just going to say type touch, and you can see the command is actually pointing to this script. If I use the touch command, I have to actually execute this script. So let's go back to our Crontab -E, and create a script that will, or create a schedule to create a file at a certain time. So here again, this is going to be repeating. So I'll just put 35, 8, 31, 10, and any day, and point to my touch command, and I'll say in home administrator create a touch file, or we'll call it cron file. And then we can save our cron job with like a regular text with a WQ. So again, no matter what day of the week it is, if it is October 31st at 8:35, the touch command will create this file. So let's go ahead and save it. And now we can see it has installed a new cron tab. We can see Crontab -L to see the current cron tabs. So we can expect, I'm typing date, at 8:35, this cron job to process and create something called cron file. And let's take a look. It's now 8:35. And we should have our cron file created by our cron job. So this is a basics of how to use cron in order to schedule tasks on a recurring schedule using minutes, hours, days of month, the month, and the days of week to create a recurring schedule, and then running some command or script on this schedule. I hope you've learned something in this episode. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.